Hello there, I'm Scotty, and my pick for July is The Neverending Story. Ooh, that's right. I'm finally checking out this franchise. Hold on a minute. That help? Works. I'm finally checking out this franchise. We're doing the first one this time, and then when sequel-a-thon happens, I will do the two sequels. But yeah, so history with me, especially these kind of reviews, Scotty's pick reviews for my history. I actually grew up watching the second one first. That's right, the second one. So by the time I actually watched the first one, I was a bit disappointed and confused. Because in the second one, they imply that Bastion has been into Fantasia before. Although, he hasn't. Now, I know the end of this movie says that Bastion will go on to have many more adventures before coming home. So, he had all his adventures before coming back, and then the second film takes place after he's already had these other adventures and come back. Because in the second film, everybody acts like they know him, despite the fact that nobody would know him. And I also found that the kid in this, who plays Bastion, is a little bit not. I have the window open, by the way. I didn't want to go over and shut the windows. But, it's just nothing. I don't know. Beginning of this movie is boring. It is. You're waiting for the Fantasia stuff to happen. So we meet Bastion, right? He's dealing with the loss of his mother. His dad's a dope. Who basically telling him he has to get over it, and basically talking to him about quit, not trying out for the swim team or something because he's not brave enough. He has these bullies, because of course there's bullies in these movies. Movies from the 80s and the 90s, even to now, actually, kids' movies, they use bullies, I've said this before, they use bullies as a storytelling device. Like, for instance, the bullies don't chase Bastion, he doesn't go into Coriander's bookstore and find the Neverending Story in the first place. So therefore, they push the plot forward. Yeah. Bullies will also be used again in the third one to a much more negative way than... First of all, that's Jack Black. What? But, yeah. And so he ends up hiding in this attic in the school that they have for some reason, and he reads the Neverending Story. The Neverending Story, and in Fantasia, there's this land called Fantasia, and the weird thing is, like, we don't even start from the point of view of our character that's in the book, though. Right? So, when the movie starts, we start with the point of view of our character we're following, Bastion. Balthazar Bucks, right? But when the book starts, we're with the Rockbiter, some Bat Dude, and Deep Roy. And they're talking about stuff, and Rockbiter talks about how he has strong hands, like a deeper meaning of things. Okay, but like, why? I've heard tell that there's an extended version of this in like Germany or something that like adds more stuff from the book, but like, I'm sitting here going, can we take some of this out? What is the point of this in the film? The only point that this opening has is it tells us that the Nothing, that's the villain of this, the Nothing. No, the villain names will not get better as we go along. The Nothing is coming. Yeah, nothing is coming. Nothing need to worry. And it plays into a scene later where Atreyu finds the Rockbiter And he talks about how he was unable to save the other two. Sure. And so there has to be this big warrior that has to save Fantasia. His name is Atreyu, and he's a little Native American boy who's not played by a Native American, but this is the 80s. We don't care. Honestly, now I don't care. Noah Hathaway is great. And we're going to play Harry Potter in Troll. Yep. Honey, do you do drugs before we met? Says the guy who's dancing to the Summertime Blues earlier or later. Whichever one it is. So, Atreyu is to go on a journey to find the childlike empress to save Fantasia. And that's what it is. On the way we meet Falkor, the flying luck dragon dog thingy. He's called a luck dragon, but it looks like a dog. But yeah, he's, he helps along the way. I do find it weird though, because he says you gotta travel 10,000 miles. There's a point where we get the Swamp of Sadness, where we lose Artax, our beloved horse. Very sad. And it's just as Atreyu is about to drown, he's saved by Falkor. Passes out, he wakes up, and he finds out that he has actually been taken almost the whole entire 10,000 miles away. As if they ran out of room in this movie for other stuff that was supposed to happen. And again, I gotta point to the extra filler stuff we didn't need. If we started out following Atreyu, we didn't need to have the scenes at the beginning with the Rockbiter and the other two, There are points where I think, okay, we're close to the end, but there's more, and there's more, and there's more. This movie, pardon me, but I don't think it's that long, actually, right? $92. It's 92 minutes. Okay. Sure. Standard length. Not long. Sure. But in 92 minutes, why does it still feel like there was more they could have taken out? It's like they were trying to put as much as they could of the book in, and they realized they couldn't do anymore. Didn't take out the stuff they should have taken out. Because, like I said, it goes from Atreyu's about to drown, Luck Dragon saves him, and now he's pretty much almost at his destination. He's gonna walk through these two barriers, right? We meet Angiwook, who will be in the third one, and his wife, they'll be in the third one. But you gotta go through these two things. The first one, and again, it takes forever because he's walking slowly, looking each time to make sure. Apparently, if you don't have confidence, you can't pass, but he does make it pass. Then has to go through another one. By the way, nice nipples. And they tell him that he needs to have help from a child or something like that. He does meet the childlike empress, which is the only time in this entire franchise she will actually look like a child. Because the other two times, well, the second one she's played by a teenager, and I think in the third one she's like 30. I don't know. She doesn't look like no child to me. I don't know. It's the only one where she'll look like, actually looks like she's a childlike empress. When he finally gets there, he is told that he can't save Fantasia because someone else has to save Fantasia. Yeah, the chosen boy who has been reading all this stuff. Yes, Bastion. And they also imply that there's people who have been watching him. The Talking about us? A little do matter there. Yeah, so now Bastion, like by this point, all of Fantasia is just gone. So Bastion has to give her a name. A name. And what does he call her? Maldiza! Which I guess means Moonchild. Yeah, I don't know. It's so unhearable that the fucking subtitles didn't even pick it up. Yeah, subtitles working fine when he screams at nothing. There's no... Even the subtitles didn't know what the fuck he was saying. But that's impossible. Well, you're telling me. Yeah. And by the way, did I mention this kid's acting is horrible? But that can't be. Can't be talking about me. This can't be happening. That's impossible. Oh my god. I'm not saying I'm the best actor, but I can do better than him. Okay? I'm just saying. So he gives her a name, saves the entire day, saves Fantasia, and then we see him flying through Fantasia on the Luck Dragon. No, this does not count. Because he has not touched down and said hello to people. Everyone's back. Our tax is fucking back. Everyone is back. And then he even chases down the bullies with the dragon. Now, when I was younger, I interpreted this as, oh, it was a dream the entire time. Okay. Because, think about it. It starts with the bullies chasing him, and then it ends with him chasing the bullies. It was a dream. Never happened. None of it. Although the sequels, they just doubled down on the fact that it's real. Sure. And in this movie in particular, I think it's supposed to be who's ever reading the book is the one that's supposed to give the Empress a name, But, again, the sequels will double down that no, it's been Bastion all along. Boom, 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 boom. Bastion has always been a chosen one. It's always been about Bastion, all that stuff. Yes, the Childlike Empress says Bastion here, but that could just be because that's who's reading it. She knows who's reading it. And you could also say that the sequels, it's Bastion because he read the book. He's the only one who's read the book, so it's connected to him now. Sure. I also like the shopkeeper, Mr. Coriander. He knows more than what he lets on. Wish they had the same actor throughout the entire film. Like, Bastion changes in each movie, and so does his father. But, I don't know. I just feel like Mr. Coriander should have been the same actor. But I don't know. The villain is weak. It's the nothing. It's just nothing. And what's the nothing? Well, the nothing is basically it's turning Fantasia into nothing. And it's just kind of like the only real villain presence we get is this wolf towards the end who's like a servant of the nothing. And he's only there to stop Atreyu. And I like Atreyu's looking over all this stuff that he's done, and then he sees one of him and a wolf, and he's like, what? And he turns around and there's the wolf. So that's really creative, but he goes out like a bitch. So, the wolf, not Atreyu. Atreyu wins, of course. But, yeah, I've never seen this as a high caliber. Like, you put it on for the kids, sure, but it's like, they're going to enjoy it. My son certainly did when we watched it, but it's just, I don't know. You're watching it now. First of all, I dozed off for a little bit. I did, and I thought it was in the end, but I was only halfway through. I don't know. But yeah. I do think it's well done. Music is great. The puppetry is good, but I don't know. It's just I've never been one of those movies to go back and revisit for me. Like this whole trilogy, like just I don't know. I have it, but it's one of those like if I'm gonna watch a kids movie, I'm gonna put something else on. You know. In fact, it's so much that I've never even considered this. Well, I almost did this year for birth month, but I was like, nah. Like it's not even like I don't think it was something that is really a big part of my childhood like it was before. So I'm gonna give this. I'll give it a low, pretty good, because there are some good things about it. I love the song. I love Atreyu. I love the look of Fantasia. The puppetry and the practical effects look good. It just kind of gets bogged down by other stuff. So, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Neverending Story? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.